So we just celebrated my daughter's third birthday, and that means I've been in this mom game for 3 years, and I've learned a lot since then, especially when it comes to baby stuff, baby gear, and baby toys. Now, I know that we all want the best for our children, for our babies, but that does not mean we need to break the bank and the budget for that. In this video, I want to share with you some tips as well as places where you can get baby gear, baby clothes at an inexpensive price so you can save money and have more of it to save and invest for the long term instead. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Catherine John, and here at Sisters for Financial Independence, we help future and current moms optimize expenses, save more, earn more, and invest for the future. And I want to share 3 lessons with you. The first is that all baby clothes get dirty. Most baby clothes probably have a minimum of 2 hours before it gets dirty, whether through food, playing, or other things. 2, marketing and advertising will play on your insecurities, doubts, and fears as a new parent. That is exactly how they get you to spend money on things that you probably don't need or things that you don't end up using. That means insecurity about how good you are as a parent, if you're teaching your kids enough, if they're wearing the latest trends. So just be aware of that and be conscious of some of the things that they're trying to sell you. And the last thing I learned too is that babies just need the basics: having shelter, having food, having someone who will attend to them and ensure someone is paying attention. And this is a big part, right? So if you are getting all of these things and you are spending most of your time cleaning up the clutter, putting things away, putting laundry, what you might want to do is start shifting away instead from maintaining and decluttering and organizing, and instead focus your time on being there, paying attention to your newborn, talking to them, because that's ultimately what they want from this. They don't need fancy clothes, fancy devices, fancy toys in this, especially in the first few months of their life. So something to think about as you work through maybe creating your registry now, or thinking about what to get for your baby or the next gift that you're going to get for them. As you buy things for a baby, think about this concept of cost per wear or cost per use. Think about the utility of that item. Was your money worth it? And is that item being used for its purpose? If it's sitting in the corner, it's probably not doing any good for your baby, for yourself, and for the money you've spent. So reassess how you spend the money. So with that being said, I want to share some places that you can buy secondhand things for your baby so you can save money and still have nice things for your family as you start out on this journey. As you are about to embark on a journey for your child, ask family and friends if they have baby furniture, baby clothes that they are no longer using. And I mean this seriously. I know it's hard to ask for things, especially when we live in a very consumer driven society where brand new arrives at our doorstep in less than a day. But I bet you many of your friends and family still have things lying around that are in great condition that can be used up a second time to raise a child. Many families just not have gotten time to get rid of these things or sell it off, and probably would be happy to share this excess with you. Again, I know it might feel weird, and it might also feel weird if you know you can afford these things, if you know you have the money to spend on these items. But a big part of this is to change your thinking. Change the fact that this is also saving money, but again, all about creating the circular economy that allows you to reduce expenses, but save resources and get use out of other things. One thing I've done in the past when family and friends have given us like large bags and boxes of things for baby, for our child, was that come back to them and say, hey, I know you don't want money for this, but we would love instead to contribute to your kids' 529 account or similar account. And it's a money that it's not being used for the present. Instead, it can be invested for the future. It's a different kind of exchange. Just mentioning it and saying that you are accepting the generosity from these people, you also want to give your own generosity, give back a little bit, because sometimes we do feel bad, right? It's like some of the stuff is expensive, you accept it, and that's it. But it's also good to just show a little kindness, share what you can in exchange for some of these items. Right now, I believe that Facebook Marketplace and many of the Facebook groups are actually a great place to source some baby gear, whether it's secondhand or new. As you are about to deliver, join some mom groups that are local to you. I'd also recommend searching for baby stuff in towns that you know have lots of families, that are family friendly towns. It's also good to check in these small city towns where you know that there's not a lot of space. Maybe some of these families don't have a garage and want to get rid of some of these things. You can still negotiate for some of these items, so you can get a good price on secondhand items. I would also recommend, as you focus on what you're looking for, maybe make a list for that and see what's available out there. Find pricing comparisons so you can get the most value from your money. There are many groups on Facebook that also offer free things. And I think that's great. And I think that as you kind of things come to you and you no longer need it, you can rotate it out, right? That's the power of the circular economy. Other people can take advantage of it. So it's great to have that. And what I would also just recommend, as someone who has accepted items and also gives out items, is to just be respectful of others people's time, especially when it comes to new moms and other parents. Totally get it that we're all very busy, but just, communicate whether you want something, can pick it up, and vice versa, whether you're available for the item to be picked up. Because I think that's where the value of a lot of this comes from, is really through the community, where you are sharing and allowing things to be bought and reused for a few times before it gets thrown into the garbage. The next thing I'll introduce you to is Just Between Friends, and it is basically just a large consignment shopping experience where you can either consign things. So if you have old clothes, gear, stuff that your kids no longer need, you can consign and get some money back. And then you also can come back and shop there as a consumer for things that you need for your family. And I was introduced to this by my sister right before the baby was born. So I've gone almost every year. And what I love about it is this, the quality is great, but the selection is also great. So I normally go the first day, the first few hours, because you just get more selection then. So I pay a little bit premium to go in. But you have so much stuff to choose from, and some of these are very fairly priced, and also most of them are brand new. Again, kids don't go through stuff as quickly as we think, so a lot of these stuff is barely used. Some still have tags on them, so you can buy that at a fairly great price. And I also love that it's one-stop shopping. So what I normally do is buy a size ahead and a season ahead or two, so that I have like things already in place and I don't have to go scrounging to Target or online to buy things, last minute things for my daughter to wear. So she has t-shirts that's the next size over, so that as the seasons come, I just pull them out. So if I go every year, there's just a constant stock of things that we have. And it saves me a lot of time and a lot of headache from having to go through and browse the new things at the store. That totally gives me anxiety sometimes. So think about that too. Forward planning when it comes to getting baby stuff and baby gear. Just Between Friends has actually a lot of locations, so I would recommend heading to their website, browsing around, and see if there's one by you. I also might consider, if it's a little bit further from you, like an hour's drive, to reconsider going. I would also check online, check the social medias before you go to see if it's worth going, if they have the stuff that you're looking for, if there's a lot of inventory that you can take advantage of. I think that's also the great thing about this, is they're constantly posting things right before a sale comes up, so you know exactly what you're getting before you get into the door. Let me know if this video has been helpful so far, give it a thumbs up or share it with a friend, a new mom who's about to have a child and wants to figure out where to buy some secondhand gear for baby. I would also encourage you to drop your favorite places to get baby gear, especially if it's specific to you. So drop the name as well as the state so others can learn from you as well. And I will have in the description links to these places, especially if you've never heard of some of these consignment shops before, so you can browse to see if there's one local to you. The next place to check out is Once Upon a Child, and these are franchises, and there might be one close to you, and it's a similar concept. It's a consignment store for kids' clothes. They also have other stores for women and as well as sports equipment, so it might be worth checking out if you are in the market for those things. So again, it's both consignment, so if you have things that you are no longer using, want to get some money back, you can drop it off to consign and then get some cash back. And then of course you can come back, get some things that you were looking for your new child as far as gear, clothes, and so forth. So check it out. There's locations across the United States and I believe even Canada too. So I'll again leave those links in the description for you to check out. Of course, don't forget to check out your local thrift stores. For us, this means heading to Goodwill, My Unique thrift stores, and Second Ave thrift stores. Whatever's local to you will probably be the best option because it's near, will save you money going there, and allow you to get some options for your little one. When heading through the thrift store, try to figure out which days they have more discount sales. Sometimes they have like colored sticker prices on them, and that can allow you to get 50% or even more on certain items. So if you're targeting to go there at certain days, look for those days where they may have discounts on kids stuff. My next favorite place to get kids things is Poshmark. And I know Poshmark is probably known for the secondhand marketplace or just a marketplace for women's clothes, but they do have a big marketplace for kids stuff as well. And what I like to do though when it comes to Poshmark is bundle items. So if I see something that I like from a seller, I would always click on the seller's name and look for other listings, other items they're selling so I can bundle it together. It's just easier, saves time, saves you from having to browse other sites, other sellers, and you can get like a bundled items at a fairly cheaper price. Also, it comes shipped all at once so you don't have to pay for shipping multiple times. If you want more videos like this where we help you manage your money better so you can live a life of impact today and tomorrow, consider subscribing to Sisters for Fi, where we release a new video every week. There's a bunch of other places online you can get secondhand items too. ThredUp is one of them, Kidizen, and maybe eBay. If you're looking for something specific, just make sure you understand and know some of the brands you're looking for, what to look for when it comes to quality so that you are getting the best bang for your buck. And lastly, if you are buying something that's a little more expensive that you know retails for a high value, and it's not what you're expecting it to be or it's a little rundown, consider just buying parts and accessories to replace some of it. I know a lot of these manufacturers provide accessories and parts to extend the life of some of these very expensive products. So keep that in mind that sometimes you can buy it secondhand and then you can get some additional new things to add onto it and it can seem like a brand new product. As some of these things starts piling up in your home and you're now considering selling them off or reselling, consider selling them as bundles. It will be easier on you and most likely easier on the buyers when it's all together. So if it's a bundle of the same branded toys or a bundle of the same branded clothing, selling that will probably go faster. Also, make sure you get as descriptive as possible when it comes to these items to reduce the back and forth between buyers. This can just save you a lot of time and money in the long run. Before I wrap up this video, I just want to share a few more tips to help you along the way. One, keep in mind that babies grow fast. Some of the timeline for some of these things that you're going to use is very, very short. So just be conscious of that when you're buying things. Two, car seats normally expire. And with And when you buy a car seat that's secondhand, you want to double check that it has not been any accidents, there's no cracks on it, because it will jeopardize the integrity of the car seat. 3. Soap and water is your best friend. Soap and water can help you clean up a lot of old toys that may be looking dingy, clothing, and so forth. So just because it doesn't look great or doesn't look brand new, remember that soap and water will probably resolve that. Also, keep in mind that if you are buying something new, you still want to clean it, because who knows how long it's been sitting on a shelf. It's probably been a cargo ship and so forth. So you still want to be cognizant of the fact that you want to clean new and old things with your basics of soap and water. And 4, something I learned is that sometimes you go out to buy these unique and very specialized laundry detergents for kids' clothes. And one thing that someone taught me was that if your child is on you most of the time and you are still using regular detergent, if you are wearing tons of perfume, if your home has tons of perfume and your child is constantly on you and breathing that air, it doesn't matter if you wash their clothes in these specialized laundry detergents, because they're still inhaling and being exposed to these other fragrances that may be harmful to them. So again, a little mindful tip to help you that sometimes a specialized thing may not be what you're looking for. It may be just looking at your lifestyle and seeing where you need to change things or improve upon so that you can give the best environment for your new baby. And the last tip I would share with you is consider investing in these kinds of boxes to help you keep organized and store a few items. One, you don't want like things that you know you're not going to use right away in your child's closet or where it's visible, because it's clutter. It's also mentally distracting. So if you can categorize certain things by season or even by month to years, that can help you stay organized and allow you to not have to search through for different things or buy duplicate items. And lastly, if after all of this there's some money left over and you want to consider starting an investment account for your child, check out this video where we walk through several types of investment accounts you can open for your child. Doing so, investing for your child now, can allow you to help them prepare for a more robust financial future. So I will see you in the next video next week. Bye.